Picture this. You're at a coffee shop. You see someone you like. You walk over, you say hello, and nothing. You have the grammar, you have the vocabulary lists, but you don't have the code. You don't know the secret handshakes of the English language. That ends today.
Yo, what is up, guys? You're listening to the Fluency Lab with Leo and Emma. We're moving past the textbook and diving straight into the deep end of real English. Today, we're not just learning grammar, we're learning the language of the heart. Let's get it.
Hi, everyone. I am so excited for this one. Today, we are tackling what I call the final boss of English fluency, phrasal verbs. But we're doing it through the lens of something everyone cares about: relationships, dating, and friendship.
Think about it. Why do English learners find phrasal verbs so incredibly hard? It's because they defy logic. You can't look at the word hit and the word off and just guess that it means to like someone instantly. If you translate that literally in your head, you're imagining what? Hitting a switch? A baseball?
Exactly. Phrasal verbs are idiomatic. They're like secret codes or cultural shorthand. If you don't know the code, you're locked out of the conversation. And here's a crazy statistic for you. Linguists have found that phrasal verbs occur approximately 2,000 times for every 1 million words in conversation. That means if you don't know these, you are missing a massive chunk of daily communication.
2,000 times? That's wild. So if you're trying to watch Netflix or listen to two native speakers at a bar, you're going to be lost without these keys. Today, we're giving you the keys to 20 plus verbs that will make you sound 100% more natural.
Let's dive in. Part 1. The attraction phase. We'll call this the spark.
Let's set the scene. You're at a party. You see someone across the room. What happens next?
Well, before you even talk to them, you might check them out.
Oh, classic. To check someone out means to look at them, usually up and down, because you find them physically attractive. It's a very common movie trope, the slow motion walk while everyone turns their heads to check them out.
But you have to be careful with the context here, right? Checking someone out can be flattering, or it can be creepy if you stare too long. It's all about subtlety.
For sure, don't get caught doing it, but let's say you actually go talk to them. If the conversation is easy, if the vibes are good, and you feel an instant connection, you hit it off.
This is vital. Native speakers almost never say, "We started a good communication." That sounds robotic. We say, "We hit it off."
I actually looked into this one because it's so weird. The phrase hit it off dates back to the 1780s. The word hit used to mean to meet or to come upon in Old English, so it originally meant something like meeting well or starting well.
I love that. It's like a collision of personalities, but a good one, a positive collision. For example, I was nervous about the blind date, but we actually hit it off straight away.
Now, what if you start to have deep feelings? You fall for them.
Fall for is such a beautiful image. It implies that love is a trap or a hole you can't help but tumble into. You don't climb into love, you fall. It's involuntary.
It implies a loss of control. I'm falling for her. You can't stop it. And if it's a sudden intense attraction, but maybe not deep love yet, you crush on them or you have a crush on someone.
In movies, this is the classic secret crush plotline. She's been crushing on him since the 10th grade. It usually feels a bit more juvenile or innocent than falling for.
All right, moving to part 2, the action, or making a move.
So you've checked them out, you've hit it off, you're crushing hard. Now what? You have to ask them out.
Note the preposition, guys. It's not ask for a date, and it's definitely not invite for a date. It's ask out, as in ask them to go out of the house with you.
Right. Dialogue example, I'm going to ask her out on Friday. It's terrifying, but necessary.
And if she says yes, you are now going out with each other. This is probably the most common way to say you are dating in the early stages.
This brings up a huge cultural difference between the US and the UK regarding exclusivity, doesn't it?
Oh, massive. In the US, dating or going on dates can be casual. You might go on dates with 2 or 3 different people in the same week just to see who you like. But in the UK, if you say you are going out with someone, it usually implies you are already a couple. You're exclusive.
That's such a dangerous trap for learners. If you're in London and you tell someone, I'm going out with 3 guys right now, they might think you're a bit wild. Whereas in New York, that's just Tuesday.
Totally. Now, what if you're at a bar and you just want to initiate that first contact? You go up to them, you physically approach them.
And if you are flirting very intensely, you make a move or you hit on them.
Careful with hit on. It can sometimes have a negative connotation. If you say, he was hitting on me, it often implies it was a bit aggressive or unwanted.
That guy has been hitting on me all night and it's getting annoying.
Yeah, flirting with is safe and cute. Hitting on can be sleazy. Know your audience.
Let's switch gears. Not everything is about romance. Let's talk about the people who have our backs, our friends. Part 3, the friendship foundation.
The absolute king of friendship verbs is hang out. I cannot stress this enough.
If you say, I am playing with my friends, and you are over the age of 12, you sound very strange. Adults do not play. Adults hang out.
It means to spend time together without a specific formal plan. You just existing in the same space, maybe watching TV, maybe grabbing a coffee. It's low pressure.
What about when you meet a friend you haven't seen in years? You catch up.
This is one of my favorites. Catching up implies that there is a distance or a gap in time, and you are running to close that gap. You share news, you talk about your lives.
Example, we haven't seen each other since college. We have so much to catch up on. It feels warm. It feels like you're reconnecting.
And if you have a group of friends you spend all your time with, you might say you pal around with them. Although that's a bit old-fashioned. A more modern version might be you run with a certain crowd.
Or if you find a friend who is exactly like you bond over something. This is the glue of friendship. We really bonded over our love for 90s action movies.
It means you created a connection specifically because of that shared interest. You didn't just like the movies, you bonded over them.
All right, part 4, the friction. Because let's be real, people are annoying.
When things get messy. So when you have a big argument and stop being friends, you fall out.
This is a heavy one. It's the friendship equivalent of a breakup. I fell out with my brother 5 years ago and we haven't spoken since. It implies a severed connection.
Notice the particle out. You are falling out of the relationship. But if the argument is small, you might just bicker.
Bickering is like fighting about whose turn it is to do the dishes. But a great phrasal verb for when that conflict is resolved is make up.
They were fighting all morning, but they finally made up. It implies reconstruction. You made the relationship whole again.
And what about the annoying habits? You love them, but they chew loudly or they leave wet towels on the floor. You have to put up with them.
This means to tolerate. But tolerate sounds so clinical, like a medical procedure. Put up with sounds like you are carrying a heavy burden. I love my roommate, but I can't put up with his loud music anymore.
Part 5. Let's go back to those linguistic nuances we hinted at. The US versus the UK.
We touched on dating, but let's talk about attraction again. In the UK, if you like someone, you say you fancy them. I really fancy him.
We do not say that in the US. If you say, I fancy him in New York, you sound like you're in a costume drama. In the US, we'd say, I have a thing for her, or I dig her.
And then there's the concept of seeing someone. In the US, seeing someone is a very common way to say you are dating casually, right?
Yeah. Are you single? No, I'm seeing someone. It's vague. It doesn't mean marriage, but it means you're not available.
In the UK, there's a slang term that always makes Americans laugh. Pulling. To pull.
Right. It sounds like you're opening a door. Pull.
It basically means you went to a club or a bar and you succeeded in kissing someone or going home with them. I managed to pull last night. Very British, very informal. Do not use this in a job interview.
Another cultural thing, double dates. In the US, going on a double date, two couples going out together, is super common. I read that in the UK, it's much rarer for people to formally call it a double date.
Yeah, in the UK, it's just going to the pub with mates. We don't formalize the structure of the romance as much. It's more organic.
Part 6, the sad part. All good things must come to an end. Sometimes.
The most common terms are break up or split up. They are almost interchangeable, but split up can sound a tiny bit more mutual, like we both decided to split.
But what if it's not a big fight? What if you just grow in different directions? Then you drift apart.
This is vivid. Imagine two boats on a lake. The engine isn't on, but the current just slowly pulls them in opposite directions. That is drifting apart. It's very common after high school or university.
You don't hate each other, you just drifted. Now, let's get darker. What if the relationship was a lie? If one person was just pretending?
They were leading you on.
Ouch, that is painful. To lead someone on means to give them false hope. You flirt, you text back, but you have no intention of dating them. I thought he loved me, but he was just leading me on.
And finally, the most important one for your mental health, get over.
You have to climb over the wall of sadness. It took me a long time to get over that breakup. To get over means to recover, to return to normal.
Part 7, Advanced Phrasal Verbs. Let's call this the C1 level or the soap opera collection.
Number 1, cheat on, to be unfaithful. Note the preposition. You don't cheat with your partner, you cheat on them. It implies you are stepping on the relationship.
Number 2, make out. This is very American, very movie style. It means to kiss passionately, not a peck on the cheek, heavy kissing.
Number 3, settle down. This is the goal for many, to get married, buy a house, have a stable life. He was a party animal in his 20s, but now he's ready to settle down.
Number 4, the dramatic exit. Walk out on. This isn't just leaving, this is abandoning. He walked out on her after 10 years of marriage. It implies leaving someone in a difficult situation.
And finally, if you want to fix it, you patch things up.
Like patching a tire or a pair of jeans. They are trying to patch things up for the sake of the kids.
Okay, we've thrown a lot of vocab at you. Let's see it in action. Part 8, the movie dialogue analysis.
I'm gonna play character A, and Leo, you play character B. Let's imagine a coffee shop scene.
Action.
I think I'm falling for Mark.
Wait, didn't he break up with Sarah just last week?
Yeah, but they had been drifting apart for months. They finally split up on Tuesday.
Well, be careful. I heard he used to cheat on his exes. Don't let him lead you on.
Cut. That was dramatic.
But look at the density of phrasal verbs there. Falling for, break up with, drifting apart, split up, cheat on, lead on. 6 phrasal verbs in 4 sentences.
And that is exactly how native speakers talk when they are gossiping. If you replace those with formal words, it sounds ridiculous. Imagine saying, I heard he used to be unfaithful to his exes. Don't let him deceive you with false hope.
You sound like a lawyer or a robot. Phrasal verbs carry the emotion of the situation.
Exactly. Drift apart feels slow and sad. Split up feels sudden. You need these words to paint the picture.
So here is the takeaway. Don't just memorize the definition. Memorize the feeling of the verb. Visualize the boat drifting. Visualize the person falling into the trap of love.
We want you to put this into practice immediately. Here is your homework.
Think of your favorite movie couple. It could be Titanic, it could be The Notebook, it could be Shrek. How did they meet? Did they hit it off immediately? Did they ever break up and make up?
Write their story in the comments using at least 3 of the phrasal verbs we discussed today. We really want to see if you can use them in context.
We'll be reading them and correcting any mistakes. Thanks for hanging out. See what I did there? With us for this relationship masterclass.
You guys are getting better every single day. Keep it up.
See you in the next one.
Peace out.